friends, I am Niharika and welcome back to a new lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to look at adjectives comparing equal quantities. Now in English, we do compare. We compare things, we compare people. But what exactly are the phrases that we use when we tend to compare equal things? Well, that's what we are going to learn in today's lesson. There's a certain pattern that we follow in English in order to compare equal things. Now it can be equal things or just about the same. And what is that pattern? Well, let's have a look. It's the word as, followed by the adjective indicating quantity, and then followed by the noun that you're comparing, and then followed by the word as again. So let's go through this again. It's as plus the adjective indicating quantity, followed by the noun, and then followed by the word as again. Now in certain cases, it's okay to skip the noun, especially when you know that what you're exactly talking about. It's okay to let go that noun. We will understand this better in the examples. And also another thing that you really need to keep in mind is the type of adjective, okay? The type of adjective that you use indicating quantity always depends on the noun that you're comparing, whether that noun is countable or whether that noun is uncountable. So countable nouns are the nouns that you can count, whereas uncountable are the nouns that you can't really count on your fingers. So let's get started with some examples using or comparing countable nouns. Now the phrases or the adjectives that you would use to compare countable nouns are as many as, or another one is as few as. So now let's go through the examples here. The first one, they have as many children as we do. So here probably we are comparing equal number of children, okay? Maybe we have 3 children, and guess what? Even they have 3 children. So we are comparing equal quantities, and to do so we are following this pattern here. So they have as, okay, the word as, followed by the adjective many, okay, that indicates quantity, and then followed by the noun, and again followed by the word as. So they have as many children as we do, right? Another example here, John has as few books as Jane. So again, you can count the number of books that you have. Now probably here, John counted the number of books that he has. So when he counted, he just had like 8 books. Whereas Jane had 9 books. So though they are not exactly equal number of books, but they're kind of same, right? He just has 8 books and she has 9 books. So it's almost the same. So again, you are comparing almost the same number of books here. And how do you do that? Well, using the same format, which is John has, the word as, few is the adjective indicating quantity, followed by the noun, and then followed by the word as again. So John has as few books as Jane. All right? Let's have a look at the third example here. They have as many customers as we do. So we are a big company and we have a lot of customers, okay? We can count the number of customers or clients that we have, okay? But guess what? Even our competitors, even they have the equal number of customers that we do. So again, we are comparing equal quantities. So what phrase do we use? Well, they have as, many is your adjective indicating quantity, customers is your noun, and then followed by the word as, right? Last example here for you is I have 3 sisters. Okay, maybe I'm talking about the number of sisters that I have. So I have 3 sisters. That's as many as you have. So if you observe here, I have 3 sisters. So we are having a discussion about the number of sisters we have. But if you look at the sentence here, that's as is as, many is your adjective indicating quantity. And then where's the noun? Ooh, you skipped the noun. You just ended with the word as. So why did we skip the noun? Well, the reason because we know that what we are talking about. So it's not necessary that I'm going to say, oh, I have 3 sisters. That's as many sisters as you have. Not necessary, right? We know that we are talking about sisters, so it's okay to skip the noun. So that's exactly the reason why we are just using the phrase as many as you have, right? So always remember, when we are comparing nouns, and if it's countable nouns, then we would use as many as or as few as. And now let's have a look at some examples using or comparing uncountable nouns. Alright, so we have certain examples here that would help you to understand comparing uncountable nouns. Now remember, the adjectives or the phrases that we end up using to compare uncountable nouns are as much as, and the other one is as little as. So uncountable nouns are the nouns that you really can't count. So let's have a look at the examples here. John eats as much food as Peter. So we are using the same formula to compare equal quantities. So John eats, the word as, much is the adjective indicating quantity, food is your noun, and then you end it with the word as. So John eats as much food as Peter. Well, you can't really count food, can you? Oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. We can't do that. Food is uncountable. So you're using the adjective much, right? Next one. She has as little patience as me. Oh, yes. I do not have any patience. I lose out completely. So here I am comparing, or with her, of course, the amount of patience that we have. So patience, you can't really count patience. So patience is an uncountable noun. And we would use the same format. She has as. Little is the adjective indicating quantity. Patience is your noun. And then you end it with the word as. Right? Next one. They have got as little water as we do. So probably we have very little water in our house. And guess what? Even she has almost the same amount of water that we have left with. So again, we are comparing almost the same quantity. They have got as, little is your adjective, water is your noun, and then you end with the word as, right? And then the last one, well, I'm not hungry. Okay, maybe I've eaten too much, so I'm not hungry. I have had as much as she has. So probably she has had a lot of food, okay? And she informed this to her mom that, hey, look, I'm not hungry. I ate too much. Now, I am comparing myself to her because even I ate the same amount of food that she did. So here I'm saying, I'm not hungry. I have had as much is the adjective, and then you end it with the word as. Where's the noun? Well, isn't it obvious that we are talking about food? So here again, as I mentioned, that it's okay to skip the noun, especially when you know what exactly you're talking about. It's like inevitable. So I'm not hungry. I have had as much as she has had. Alright, so this is the way we will end up using or comparing countable or non-countable nouns. Now, if you have understood this, then go ahead, take a test and let me know how much did you score. and I'll be back with a new lesson. Till then,